Hey everybody, Seymour Duncan Television. We're here talking about the Liberator, our solderless pickup change system. Now, Frank, I was standing up there and I still don't believe you can change a pickup that fast. Are you serious?
Yeah, man, if you don't have to wait for, soldering iron to warm up and stuff, I mean, just takes a couple minutes.
Okay, so what's going on here with this system though? Show me how this works.
Well, I mean, if you've ever been to a studio and you've seen like a studio patch bay, you know that you could just like plug in your cables up front, but behind there, everything's like hardwired to where it needs to go, right? You just have this swappable thing up front. And that's kind of how the Liberator is.
Okay, well, but if you're not using solder, how are you connecting the pickups?
Well, actually, if you can use a screwdriver, you can operate the Liberator, because what we did is we sourced a screw terminal where you just basically loosen it up, pull the old wire out, stick the new one in, and lock it down. And in this case, the Liberator is mounted on top of the volume potentiometer. So this thing actually takes the place of your volume pot. It just goes in, boom, and you're changing pickups.
I think what people want to know, is this going to be as reliable as a soldered pickup change system?
Yeah, actually it is. I mean, if I have one here hooked up to a pickup, I mean, I can just tug on this, to the end of the day, and what would happen is the wires would break before the connection failed. The thing is, if you have somebody with like a really inexpensive hardware store soldering iron, or it's their first time out soldering, the one thing that's clearly evident is the Liberator connection is far superior than a less than perfect solder joint. I mean, if you have a cold solder joint, corrosion can come in from the inside, and for work from the inside out. So yeah, the Liberator is by far the most solid connection that can be made and is equally on par with a good solder joint.
What if you want to put in another manufacturer's pickup?
Oh, piece of cake. You can see on the Liberator that we have our color codes. So basically, our 4-conductor humbuckers, the colors just match right up: black, white, red, green, and a shield. But we're also going to give you a little decoder chart. So if you have another brand of pickup, you just basically line up those colors to the colors as they correspond to Seymour Duncan.
Cool. And this is basically really a great painless way for guys that aren't really great with soldering, aren't comfortable with doing things like that. I mean, it's just a really easy way to change a pickup.
Exactly. I mean, let's face it, if you've never soldered before, it can seem kind of daunting.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't even want to do it. So we did is we made it so that if you've never wielded a soldering iron, you can change your pickup still with a screwdriver terminal. You also don't have to worry about the connection itself failing. With some push plug connectors and things like that, they can get a little weak over time. This one, you're locking it down and you're in. I mean, its pickup changes at will. And even if somebody did want to solder some ground connections and stuff to it, we've got gold-plated solder pads. The solder just flows on. So we found the cool thing about it for the novice is this ability to express themselves, to be able to find out, like, I'm not stuck to whatever pickup came in a guitar that I got on eBay or at the guitar store, because I know, boom, that's a replaceable item. Get it out, put what I want in there. If you've never done that, that's a whole new world.
Yeah.
The ability to sort of command your instrument, make it sound the way you want to make it sound, is something that really, obviously, at Seymour Duncan, we feel everybody should be able to experience. And the Liberator basically takes away that burden of having to learn how to solder, having to get, like I said, that hardware store, fight with that hardware store soldering iron that's not quite hot enough to solder to the back of the potentiometer, all these things that I dealt with, when I was 12, 13 years old, just for changing my first pickups. Had I had a system like this, I'd have been going nuts.
Yeah. More nuts than you are now.
Yeah, I'd have gone nuts sooner.
Well, you should go out and get one, a Liberator. It's going to change your sound in seconds. This is Seymour Duncan Television. Have a nice day.